You're listening to Trailblazers.fm, an interview-styled podcast that delves deep into bold conversations with successful Black entrepreneurs and leaders. Join us weekly to learn actionable strategies, valuable tactics, and innovative tools that you can put to use immediately on your journey to blazing your trail. And now, here's your host, my husband, Stephen A. Hart.
Blazer Nation, good morning and welcome to the final episode in 2021. I am so grateful for this year, the journey that we've come through. Appreciate all of you rocking with us throughout the course of this year. This morning, as you can see, I am not in my home studio. I'm actually in the city, in Washington, D.C., just wrapped up live in-person event last night, and learned quite a bit, but woke up this morning and I have an amazing trailblazer rocking with me this morning, and woke up and said, let's make this happen. So I've dropped a tweet that you should check out over on StephenAHart.com that shows you what I've rigged to make this setup work for me this morning. But without further delay, let me introduce you guys to the trailblazer of the half hour. He's a leadership communication expert, an international keynote speaker, corporate trainer, best-selling author, and my brother, Art.
Yes, sir.
What's good, brother?
Bring theme music.
Man. I love it. I love it. RK3. What's good, brother?
I'm hanging, brother. How you doing?
I am good. I am good. I'm alive. I am blessed. Yeah. I'm ready for the holidays, man. I barely have a voice this morning.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. Same way, man. I am struggling, and I'm supposed to be doing a Christmas recording at my church tomorrow afternoon. And
nice.
Yeah, my voice, I don't know how we're gonna make it yet. But we're gonna do this.
Good morning to the Blazer Nation community all over the world. I see Ralston and Sean and Patrick and Tiffany and Annette, folks in the US, Jamaica, Canada, all over the world tuning in. Appreciate you guys hopping in the room. I'm gonna do a couple quick giveaways. I'm wearing the Santa hat this morning. I'm gonna encourage you guys this morning to enter this giveaway. I'm gonna play with StreamYard's giveaway tool a little bit, and all you have to do to enter is type the hashtag Black Excellence in the comments on wherever you're watching us right now. So go ahead, type Black Excellence in the comments and be entered in for this giveaway. We're gonna do a couple giveaways, some Trailblazer giveaways this morning. So Robert, talk to me.
Yes, sir.
We start every conversation off from a place of gratitude. And so as we are wrapping up 2021, I want you to share with Blazer Nation what you are most grateful for in your life right now.
Man, there's so much that I'm grateful for. I think the biggest things for me are, especially considering the time that we're in, it's health is always a big thing. Any morning these days that you're able to wake up and breathe and have food in your fridge and be able to connect and interact with your family. I'm grateful for health. I'm grateful for my fantastic, amazing wife. I'm thankful for my kids. My daughter is home from college for the next month or so, or the next few weeks. And so it's just really good. I'm just so grateful to be able to hang with my family and just enjoy life with them, man.
Couldn't have said that better, man. And ready for this next 2 weeks we were joking in the green room just before that, as entrepreneurs, we don't quite shut down all the way. Yeah. Right. But looking forward to allowing my mind some margins, right?
Yep.
Some space to breathe. And I find that, I shut down for 3 days.
Yeah.
it's like my brain just sees all this extra juice, and I'm ready to fire immediately, right?
Yeah.
But listen, Blaze Nation, throughout this chat, we are gonna do some giveaways. So Albert, let's play with this, man. Let's
Yeah.
give away
Let's do it.
some
I just had to go into the chat myself and put black X on
some
this. Let me see how this thing works.
So all right, so let's see who's gonna win the first prize. Oh,
come on, Annette.
Ralston. Yes, Ralston's the winner.
All right.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. So I didn't add the
that's okay. We still see it.
So Ralston, you are our first winner. Definitely will get you your prize. I'm doing some surprise gifts this holiday. I'm gonna find a way to get your gift to Jamaica. It might be after Christmas for what I want to send you, but you're getting a gift coming your way, my brother, and deservedly so. I appreciate you. So, Mr. RK3, talk to us about tell us a little bit about your background and what you do.
Wow. So my background is sordid and complex. No, my background, I started out in the mental health field. Out of college, I worked in the mental health field for about 3 years and worked up to supervisor, director in my field. And then, without going into super detail, while I was doing that, I started to do an internship on a radio station. So I was actually a news anchor intern for a while on an AM radio station. And then the news anchor left during that time, and he recommended my name to take over as news anchor at the radio station. But as a young, unaware, a naive young man at the time, I turned it down because the pay wasn't enough. It was like $6 an hour or something like that. And I just couldn't see how I could, have a car, have an apartment, have all these things while working doing that. So I turned that down, and I moved into the teaching realm. So I was a high school teacher for I taught high school biology and physics for 8 years. And then after that, I was a college online faculty for 2 years. And after that, I started a company building online courses for organizations. And so we built training. And as I started to do that, that kind of morphed into having me do some trainings. And as I did more trainings, that kind of moved into the training industry, leadership training, and then ultimately communication training. And so that's where we are now, man. I deliver trainings and workshops and keynotes for leaders and organizations, teaching them how to communicate with confidence and how to up level their connection with their teams through business storytelling and just great communication skills.
So we touch on that in our titling for today's episode, right? The element of storytelling as a tool to increase visibility, attention, and sales. Why storytelling? Why is storytelling so effective?
Well, you know what? Especially when we go into the business world, we lose touch with some things. It's kind of like when you're a kid and you get given a picture, and the teacher says, color this picture. And you color it in, and you color, and you get to color whatever color you want. If it's a man, you can color the man green or purple or brown or whatever color you want. And then sometimes you color outside of the lines. And then at some point, somebody says, oh, no, you can't color outside the lines. You can't do it that way. And so you begin to try to do it in the way that everybody else says. And so in the business world, we come in, and a lot of times we are disseminating information through facts, through data, through charts. Where's the PowerPoint? Where's the Excel spreadsheet? That's kind of where we're giving information. And so we get really technical because we think that being concise or having that statistic is what really sells the information. And really what sells it is the story. I mean, think about the speeches, the presentations, the conversations that you remember and
Mm,
decide to move to action on.
mm.
It's ones that connected with you through an emotional pathway, and storytelling is really built to connect with people through their emotional pathways. And so it doesn't have to be everything, but if you incorporate storytelling, it then you can use your facts and data to support it and help move people closer to action.
So you're saying that, but how do how does the listener
Mhm.
kind of take this, right? And make it
Yep.
actionable, right? What are
Yeah.
some tips to
Yeah. So if you want to think about, let me see if I can think of a quick example. So if I were to tell you, let me give a real example. So I was sitting in my living room. I was in Massachusetts, and I the doorbell rang, and I went to the window and I looked out, and there's this guy outside, and he had a display board standing in my driveway. So I go outside and he says to me, "Hi, my name's Mark, and we're selling carpet in the neighborhood, and we have these different types of carpet. We have Berber, we have high pile, Austin Power shag," and he goes through all of these different types of carpet. And he
Mhm.
says, "Can you can touch them?" And so he has these little swatches on the display board. And so I start to touch them, and I touch them, and he says, "Yeah, these are really good, right? It feels nice." I said, "Yeah, they're cool." After about 3 or 4 minutes of this, I open my door and I show him that my entire house is hardwood, right? So I'm like, I don't need carpet. And he sees the hardwood and he says, "Oh, okay, thanks for your time." And he walks off on his business. So no action takes place because he came at me, or he came telling me what he was selling. He just showed me what he was selling. And a lot of times in business, we do that. We share the product, we share the information. How could he have done that differently? Well, what if he came and he said to me, "Hey, Robert, my name's Mark. I'm going through the neighborhood, and I've been talking with some of your neighbors. How are you feeling about your heating bill?" I'd have said, "Man, my heating bill is ridiculous. This oil is crazy. I don't know how. I feel like I'm being robbed every day." Then he could have said, "Well, what if I told you um, that a lot of your neighbors and we've been discussing some stuff, and there's a way that you could save some money on your heating bill." I say, "Oh yeah, what is that?" And so now he's got my interest, right?
Mhm.
Because he's done several things. He's told me about my neighbors.
Yeah.
He asked me a question which was emotional about something that I was feeling some angst about.
Mm. Mhm.
And he also kind of said, "What if I did this?" Or maybe there's a solution for your challenge. So he's
Mhm.
incorporated some elements of storytelling in there. Every good story has four main elements. The first is context,
Mm.
the second is character, the third is conflict, and the fourth is conclusion.
Mm.
So he set that up, right? He started out with the conflict. He's like, "How do you feel about your heat?" I'm like, "Oh my gosh, it's broken. I don't like it." He told me the context. "Oh yeah, I've been walking in your neighborhood. I've been speaking to your neighbors, and here's the information they've been sharing with me."
Mm.
And then he also told me about the characters. He connected me with my neighbors. If he didn't say the neighbors, I wouldn't have related to it in the same way. He could have said studies show that. No, that's cool. But he told me about my neighbors, people that I'm already connected to, people that I may trust in some way or that I may know in some way. And he did all of that before leading me to the conclusion, which was the
Mm.
product, the thing that he was trying to sell. So now he comes with, "Yeah, what if I told you that carpet lowers your heating bill by 40%?" I'm kind of like, "Okay, well, I
Mm.
got hardwood in my house." He said, "Well, you don't have to have carpet wall to wall. You
Yeah.
can get certain rugs, or you can carpet certain rooms, etc. And that's going to decrease your heating bill drastically." Now I'm interested. Now I'm having this conversation with him that is very different than if he just showed me these statistics or showed me this chart or just shared the
Mm.
product with me. So that's a real life example of how things could play out if you use storytelling instead of just sharing the data and the product.
Yeah. And that's a business example. I think as
Yeah.
individuals too, we sometimes don't talk about our story,
Mhm.
feel like puts us in a position of being vulnerable.
Yeah.
Um, and I found that being open and vulnerable to sharing my story in this platform, in live stream. I mean,
Yeah.
there's so many people here who turn up, day after day, week after week.
Yeah.
And many of them know my journey. They know my story, right? And I find that it's allowed them to connect with me in a
Yeah.
way that few other people that open up and allow people in, have that relationship, that connection. I do it
Yeah.
through my Instagram,
Mhm.
sharing the journey that I have as a dad, as a
Yeah.
husband, as a family man. And again, I just think that allows for a connection, a relationship to develop that doesn't happen for most
Yeah.
other people, and it helps you to stand out from a branding standpoint from
Right.
the crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because people know what you believe. They know
yeah,
your core values. They know
yes,
how you operate as a human being, and you relate connections. And I think one of the things that I just shared. So what I just shared with you was how we can use storytelling as a framework for
yeah,
your communication. But what you're also talking about is utilizing signature story, brand story, personal story as a way to really create connectivity and emotional buy-in from people, because your vulnerability is what really allows people to know that you're human. And sometimes if you have pain, I like to say sometimes your pain is somebody else's path. Right?
mm,
You experience
mm.
something, but you sharing that story allows them to know the way to make it through, because they know how you navigated a challenging situation in your life, something that they may be experiencing as well.
Repeat that, man. Somebody in the back never hear you a while ago.
Yeah. So your pain is somebody else's path.
Ooh,
I lo-
somebody type
we
that in the comments right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we all have stuff, and we sometimes we get mad at the experiences that we have in life.
Mm,
And so when you have challenges or challenging experiences, you can do one of two things. You can fold, and you can whine, and you complain, and you can wrap yourself into that pain, or you can say, okay, yeah, I feel it. It doesn't feel good. It stinks right now. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to share it. I'm going to, pull back the curtain on it so somebody can see how I've dealt with it. And just maybe it'll help them navigate their own stuff and bring transformation to their life as well.
yeah. So we're wrapping up 2021, man. How has storytelling helped you to communicate and build that visibility and awareness, and help you in running a small business of your own?
Yeah. Well, it's really been over the last year and a half, I would say, that I've started to do some challenges, and I do challenges in my group Storytellers Growth Lab. And one of the things that we've been doing is we've been really talking about utilizing video as a way to create visibility for yourself in your business. Video, particularly live streaming. So live
Mm-hmm,
streaming on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, where YouTube, and video on demand as
mm-hmm,
well. How do you do that? And so in the process of those challenges, really sharing with people where I've come from the very first podcast that I did on Google Hangouts back in 2011, 2012,
Hangouts.
right?
Woo!
Google Hangouts, dude. Yeah. So doing podcasts, and how I looked, and what my setup was like, and how grainy or how you know low confidence I was with
Yeah,
certain things. And so showing people the path, like this is where I started out. This is
yeah,
this is this is what I did, and here's where we are now. Here are the things that I've learned along the way. And so people see that and they're saying, "Oh my gosh, okay, um, you have this look, this setup. You got these amazing cameras, you got the audio, you got the microphone right now, but you weren't always there. So you can kind of understand
mm-hmm,
how I feel right now, because I'm looking at you. I'm trying to get to where you are, but I don't know how to get there. So
mm-hmm.
I can talk to you because you understood.
Where does this next year? Where are you trying to take your platform?
Yeah, man.
What's the
Well,
vision?
we that is huge. So we've got we've got a couple of things that we're looking to launch in the Storytellers Growth Lab side of our business. So there's two sides of the business. There's the B2B side, Kinetic Communications, where we do corporate training, and then there is the B2C side, Storytellers Growth Lab, where we do training and workshops, challenges, online courses with small business owners, entrepreneurs. So for the Storytellers Growth Lab side of things, we are looking to launch our Video Storytellers Academy in late February. And then later on in the year, we're looking to host a mansion retreat where we'll teach people how to upgrade or up level what they do, their visibility on camera, and we'll film, we'll take people through some stuff. It's going to be really interactive, and so those are two big things that we
Yeah.
have coming up next year, and so it's we're excited about the next year, man.
Our community, how can they learn more about Storyteller Growth Lab?
Well, you can go to storytellersgrowthlab.com, and
Love it.
there are three options there. You can join our group, our community on Facebook. There's a button there to tell you to how to do that. And you can just connect with me on social media. I'm at Robert Kennedy 3 on all social media: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. Um, just got a TikTok account, so I'm
That
working on
right?
it. Yes. Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
stuff. So everybody check that out. And definitely connect with Robert everywhere, Mr. RK3. I was also blessed to be a guest on his show.
Yeah.
And he got me to open up quite a bit and
Yes,
share my
sir.
own story.
Yeah.
So listen, as we wrap up here, a couple things. Our Blaze Nation loves to hear the what you're consuming. So, are there
Mhm.
any books that you've read or you're reading right now that you would recommend that they add to their queue?
Man, there are so many books. I think one of the ones that I would definitely recommend, there's a book called Story Worthy by a guy named Matthew Dix. That book really goes through the concept of what to do or how to find your story. And there's a section in there where he talks about questions that he asks himself at the end of every day with
Mm.
regard to the lessons that he's learned and how you capture those in order to really have stories that you can use from your own personal experience at a moment's notice. So that's a really, really good book. I mean, there's so many others that I'd have to kind of pull out my Kindle to let you know,
Nah,
but
man,
that's
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 cool.
that's one that comes to mind.
So you're a Kindle guy, or you book physical book, or you audiobook? What's your
You know,
jam? What's your
I
preferred path?
tried I tried audiobooks. I'm not really digging audiobooks so much.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've listened to a few, but that's not kind of like my favorite thing. Kindle is my number one, and
Mm.
then physical books after that. I still do that, but I my Kindle is like my go-to simply because I'm able to jump back and forth and go through. I have so many things at my disposal right there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So, Blaze Nation, what is your preferred method to consume books? Let me know in the comments. And also, we're going to run one more giveaway
Yeah.
before I let Robert go. We're going to do one more giveaway. So, right now, in the comments, if you're still rocking with us, type in Black Excellence, hashtag Black Excellence in the comments. We're going to do one more giveaway here. So, again, Ralston was our first winner. I'm going to in a quick second. I'm going to ask RK3 our last question, and then we're going to do one more giveaway. So type in hashtag Black Excellence right now, and be entered to win. Right. So RK3, last question for you.
Yeah.
What's one action that or Blaze Nation should take as we enter the close of the year, and we look forward to 2022? What's an action we should take that's going to help us to blaze our trail?
Well, I think the thing that a lot of people don't do is they don't sit with themselves to gain clarity on what is upcoming. So I think the thing that I would recommend to people is, what is one thing that you really want to accomplish? What is one thing that you really want to focus on? I read this book called The 12-Week Year by Brian Moran several years ago. And what it did for me was allow me to focus on one thing for 12 weeks, for one quarter of the year. And by doing that, I was able to accomplish so much more in 12 weeks than I had in the past 3 years combined. Right. And so really figuring out what is one thing that one area that you really want to gain some momentum in, and then focusing on that thing.
I love it. I love it. I appreciate you being here, man.
Yes,
everybody, make sure you check out storytellersgrowthlab.com and connect with RK3 on all socials. You definitely want to engage with him. He does some amazing lives, and he if you're just joining us, he can drop a dub plate for them real quick, RK.
Oh yeah.
Let's get some music, man. Let's.
Which one?
So we're about to do. Santa's about to do another giveaway here. So, guys, last chance. Type in hashtag Black Excellence. We're gonna do this draw one more time and see who's the winner. Who's the winner?
Hey!
Richard.
Almost had it.
Birthday girl. So this week was Annette's birthday. So awesome. We were celebrating her on Wednesday. So Annette and Ralston, you are the winners of the holiday giveaway. And so I'll get, of course, the two winners would be in Canada and Jamaica. So I have to figure out how to get you your prizes. But
there we go.
Man, it's great having you here. Looking forward to big things for you in 2022, my brother.
Same to you, my friend. Same for you.
Blaze Nation, listen, as you close out the year, I just want you guys to focus in on you, right? As we close out the year, focus in on some time, take some time and spend with your family. Take care of yourself. I started this year off in a challenging place mentally, and you guys have rocked with me through this journey of 2021, and helped me to own where I was in my own journey as we began this year, and helping me work through a shift that I had to make in my own creator mode, right? Had to shift from being a podcaster first and foremost to embracing live video and all the challenges that come with that. Last night in my corporate role, had an experience of having to do a live stream and work out some bigger bugs live in front of thousands of people. And that's really, it takes strong, it takes some guts to work through that in front of the people that, you report to, right? And embrace failure and work through that stuff really quickly to come out the other end. And I learned quite a bit last night, and I've learned so much this year with all of you. I would not be where I am today without many of you showing love and helping to support. And, I'm most proud of where this next year will begin as I begin the LinkedIn Creator Accelerator program in January. So we have some really fun things coming your way by way of LinkedIn pouring into me. And so 2022 is just going to be really exciting, and I'm so looking forward to it. But before we get to 2022, I'm going to take this time off and celebrate with the Queen of Heart and the two Crumb Snatchers and, shut this year down the way that we should. So listen, go out today. We still have 2 weeks left in this year. I want you to rest, take some time to think through how we start 2022, and, let's come off, come hit the ground running, right? We'll be back here on January 10th, the week of January 10th. So I'm off till January 10th. Live streams start back then. And we'll have some fun things coming your way. So, God bless you guys. Have a great and happy holiday. Stay safe. And I will see you in the new year. Cheers.